What's going on with it live on Broadway? I'm here with Dr. Davis.
Hey, how you doing there?
Candidate for mayor of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Dr. Davis? How your day going?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. We appreciate you for coming sit down
Absolutely.
with us on live on Broadway.
Absolutely.
Tell us more about you. You from Minneapolis?
I'm not from Minneapolis. I was born and raised in Mississippi, the Mississippi Delta.
Okay. What school? What school?
I went to Gentry High School.
Okay.
I grew up in something called Indianola, Mississippi. And if you don't know what Indianola, Mississippi, that is B.B. King's hometown.
Okay.
Actually, my father is B.B. King's first cousin.
Okay.
And was in B.B. King's first band.
Okay.
But I grew up in Indianola, Mississippi. Then I went off to college in Washington, D.C. I went to Howard University.
You went to Howard? Okay.
I did. I majored in economics and philosophy.
Okay.
And then after college, I started working on Capitol Hill. I started working with, I worked with a member of Congress. I ended up working over 20 years with 3 members of Congress, got my graduate degree, worked with several think tanks, and then ended up going to seminary to become a minister.
The minister, okay.
And that's how I got to Minneapolis. It's a church on 31st and Park South, All God's Children Community Church.
Okay.
They saw my profile. I had been doing work with the Episcopal Church there.
Okay.
On the Affordable Care Act and that stuff.
Okay.
And they saw my profile and say, "Hey, would you come and be our minister?"
Okay.
And I was like, "Heck, why not?"
Why not? In Minneapolis.
In Minneapolis.
So what motivated you to run for mayor, and what shaped your vision for the city?
So I grew up again in the Mississippi Delta. My father was a minister. I'm a product of the Black Church, Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
My father and mother started off their life in in Jim Crow.
Okay.
So segregation, violence, and they were sharecroppers. Now, if people don't know about sharecropping, it was just a step above slavery in the exploitation.
Okay.
But my father did something that only in hindsight, it shifted how I sort of look at the world. Nothing stopped that dude.
Okay.
And he had 15 kids. My parents had 15 kids. Same parent. I'm the youngest in the 15. They sent us all to college.
Okay.
And worked his way up. So my whole life, I didn't want to be a minister. You don't want to be like
No.
your dad.
No.
But what they taught me though was my focus as life got good. When I was born in the 1970s, we were firmly working class, middle class. I had everything I ever wanted, but he never left.
Okay.
And so it was all about service.
Okay.
And so throughout my career, that's what I've been doing. So when I moved here, I had shifted from formerly in politics and was into ministry.
Okay.
And when you're in ministry, man, you encounter people just in everything. People trying to have a good job, trying to get health care. They're going through a bad diagnosis. They're just trying to make a living. So you can't just sort of you can't not know what people are going through.
Okay.
And so all the work I was doing some things with the city. I worked with Mayor Hodges on some things. She would call and ask me about Jamar Clark. I live here in North Minneapolis.
Okay.
Jamar Clark was built a few blocks from where I was.
Okay.
Where I live. And so, she called to talk about what was going on in the community. I started working with North Point Clinic.
Okay.
Just getting in and talk about how do you improve services for poor people or people of color. And then when George Floyd was murdered, Jacob Fry wanted me to be co-chair with Akima Levy-Armstrong of the Community Safety Work Group.
Okay.
And I got even deeper into what the city was doing. How can we reform the police? How can we do better on public safety?
Okay.
So what really shifted for me, though, is what's going on in Washington, man.
Yeah.
Our democracy is under full assault. And here's the thing what really made me understand something. The reason I brought up my father and my mother is because they fought against odds. There was no democracy for Black people in the early part of the 20th century in this country, but certainly not in Mississippi.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
And they
still
and they fought for it. So the question I asked myself is, how are you going to give all of what you got if this democracy is faltering?
Okay.
And so one thing decided to do is like you think locally.
Okay.
What can you do? What can you give? How can you contribute? So I said, I'm going to make this sacrifice in my comfort, in my life. I gave up my job. It was a good job. I was lead minister of Plymouth Congregational Church, one of the largest and wealthiest churches in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Gave that up because I'm saying if this democracy is in trouble, I'm going to give everything I got to make it stand here. Because when people stand against, that's who can stop dictators.
Yep.
And I want to be a part of it. I'm going to do everything I got to do.
So what is so what is your outlook on education?
So when I first got here, and some jurisdictions are different. The city is formally in charge of the school system. Here, it's a little bit different. The city has no formal control of the education system. But I think sometimes politicians they look at that as a relief.
Okay.
But my point is no. I think the city is going to have to play a bigger role in education, and it starts with understanding something. All of the children in this city are our responsibility. And if we're not taking care of them, they don't have good food to eat, they don't have a safe, affordable home, or they don't have access to health care, they're not going to be able to perform at the highest level. So what does that ask for the city?
Yeah.
The city has to figure out a way to invest in the kids so they can give the schools a chance to be successful. What that means is, when I live on Newton, Newton and 16. When I first moved there, first thing I know, there were, I think, 3 rental houses.
Okay.
Now, that's what we do around here. We got rental houses. But every one of the renters in those houses, had school-age children. But here's the thing. They stayed there only 3 or 4 months, and then they moved. Now, when you're moving children like that, how they going to have some consistency, some safety? They may even have to change schools depending on how far they move out.
Yep.
So my point is, how do we invest that we can get kids and their parents to be stable? They can go to school. That's the first part. Everything we do should be geared toward making sure that school-age children especially, are safe. They have good food. They're healthy. But the second thing is you can supplement the schools.
Oh yeah.
So, for instance, I was talking to the principal of Roosevelt High on South. I was just asking him, how's it going? And he said to me, listen, we all have challenges. Funding is never enough. So, but we across from a library, and that library, that public library, decided that they were going to create programming and a third space for his kids. He said ever since they did it, his kids are doing better.
Yeah.
They're getting in less trouble. So my point is, the city should be on the lookout all across this city, looking to invest in third space for schools, for libraries or neighborhood associations, so that kids can have a place to go. In essence, supplement the schools, help them with their kids. And then finally, as mayor, what I'll do is at least have 2 or 3 formal meetings with the superintendent of the school system to understand their agenda.
Okay.
And I can take that agenda, in the least, I should take the agenda to the state legislature. I should be arguing with the school for full and better funding. The mayor should always have that as part of his agenda.
So school safety. Now school safety has been an issue for probably the last 25 years. So, and if you're elected in Minneapolis, what would you do to make sure that every public school safety, not just Catholic school safety, not just public school safety, just all around colleges safety, what would you do if you was elected to make sure that these kids be able to get an education safely?
So again, one thing is that we really do still have to have a full police force. That's just the bottom line.
Yes.
You gotta have that force. But also what that means too is right now we're under a court enforceable settlement agreement.
Yeah.
And so when some people hear me when I say we need full force, they're worried about the police as it was. My point is, the reason I'm confident in having a full police force is because I'm also confident in that court enforceable settlement agreement.
Okay.
It has provisions for how to fully reform the police department.
Okay.
Now, one of my biggest criticisms of the mayor is that he hasn't really been in conversation with the rest of us.
Yes.
About
especially here on Broadway.
Exactly. About the progress or lack of progress. You need to keep us in on it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, tell us what's going on. Because here's another thing I discovered. I led the community conversation. We were looking for the independent monitor for the agreement.
Okay.
And I asked them a question like, why does these agreements fail? And they said, if the agreement fails, it is because the mayor has not kept it front and center.
Yeah.
And talking to people about it. So I believe if we get that reform, if we follow that, not just the letter, but the spirit of it.
Yeah.
We can have that reform, and then we would have the full force we need. But here's another thing on this safety too. Listen, I know it's been in the news about the violence interrupters. I know it's been news, but I'm trying to tell people, and I think we need to explain to people, community violence intervention is a proven program across this nation. And the thing is, it takes us really working on it. And so one of the things I've been saying is, look, I know sometimes violence interrupters worry that we want more data, but here's the thing. We need more data. We need data collection, data evaluation, not because we want to take the fun of the program away from you, but so the program can really work. And here's the proof. Go and read all about what's going on in Baltimore with Mayor Brandon Scott.
Yeah.
And they are proving to us what can happen when you work very closely with those violence interrupters. You give them what they need. You give them technical assistance. You get data, and you can make some change.
I think it's with Minnesota. It is when it comes down to the programs that they have to stop crime every day.
Yeah.
Like the people that walks around. The more problem is more like the people that they put in charge. So instead of like I don't that part
yeah.
I try to avoid it because it gets a little complicated because you have people that's been in this community for years.
Right.
And they do their own policing.
Yeah.
Like from this area, we don't have too much crime from this inner Broadway is because of different black businesses.
Oh, absolutely,
This different black businesses that been right here for about 10 to 15 years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We have the motorcycle club.
Yeah.
We got the t-shirt shop. We got all type of businesses right here that help protect this area of Broadway.
Right.
So that's why we don't have too much going on.
Right. I know. Anytime Fitness was my gym. So people look out for your car. My carpet out, and people look out for your car. So this block is like that. People look out for each other.
So okay, I'll put these down. I'll put these down. So housing. Okay.
Yes.
Let's speak on housing. So right now we have a drug epidemic.
Yes.
We have a housing epidemic, and we also have a group of people that also lives here that don't want to seek housing.
Right.
So, and I watch the mayor. I watch different city council. They talk about all these programs that they implementing to help get rid of the encampment. What do you think about the housing situation in Minneapolis right now?
So right now, Minneapolis is suffering what all the major cities are suffering. We have a housing shortage, housing supply shortage. We don't have enough housing. Here's why. And I know that sounds strange to you, but we don't. Because government got out of housing. And the reason government got out of housing, I'll put it this way, government has privatized housing. They've been incentivizing private building of housing.
Yeah.
And the reason the government got out of it, because in the mid-20th century, they created the public housing system was these ghettos. And what I have to remind people that the problem was when ghettos were created in the mid-20th century, that was not a housing policy. That was a segregation policy.
Okay.
So that's why it failed.
It failed. Yeah, it definitely failed.
Yeah, because they weren't interested in housing. But so my point is, we need more housing. But here's the thing: we went the other way. We started privatizing it and incentivizing private people to build.
Okay.
But we got out of sort of, again, public and nonprofit building of housing. Because the public and nonprofit builders, they're the ones who can set the rent at a way for people to afford it. They also can provide wraparound service. We have them here in this area.
Yeah, but we deal with a lot of like government. I say government contracted companies that come in.
Yes.
And all they do is take the money and build something that's more expensive. And they take the money and they run it and never get built.
Okay, right. So I mean, you're talking about sometimes that's private, but sometimes again, even with this is why nonprofits. The issue is they don't have access to capital like the private guys do.
True.
So that's why the government has to really be there. But here's the thing, actually, and this is where I sometimes like get in trouble. I actually want the government to be more in it so that you can both monitor it.
Yeah.
You can start setting rules for how it's happening.
True.
If we have, here's the thing, when you hear about all the fraud stuff, that's because we're trying to get stuff done on the cheap. We're trying to let somebody else do it, but we won't use the oversight to say, okay, I'm watching you, I'm seeing where you're going, I see what you're doing, and we're actually spelling out what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And here's what. So that's why when I say housing, we can have more nonprofit and public housing that can set prices at a level that people can afford, especially 0 to 30 of area median income.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something else, and I think that's important for me to say. You were talking about homelessness. So there's another thing, and I hear from people all the time. As a pastor, every time I was in the job, a homeless person would come to the church because homeless people know that church people gonna treat me well.
Yeah, definitely.
So when they come to church, here's the thing that I learned just in the time in the 12 years I've been ministering here. When the homeless person comes to me, I have a conversation with them.
Yep.
And so there are going to be people, and I give us this little handbooks of the streets.
Yep.
So you come in, I start using the number, start calling the shelter for you to go in. About 40% of the time, that works. Someone goes into the shelter, we give them some food at the church, or we give them a CVS card, or we give them a gift card of some sort, and they'll go on to the shelter. But then most of the time, I'll get either a woman who'll say, Pastor, I don't feel safe going.
I can't go there.
I can't go there. Or I'll get someone who says, I've been clean for 6 months. If I go into the shelter, I'm gonna use again.
Yeah, because most people, the only time that you see the shelter get really used in Minneapolis is due to the weather.
Yep.
So long as it's nice outside like this, everybody will do the encampments, they'll do the walk around, they'll do the buses. For a long time, the buses was the shelter. In Minneapolis.
Yeah.
For a long time. So my thing is with the homeless is that we say it's not enough housing.
True. Yes.
But we also build condos.
Yes.
For rich people.
Yeah.
Okay, and we also send billions of dollars to Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's more like a inner city problem.
It is, and here again, I'm going back to when I said the government has privatized housing. So the reason I told you the story about the homeless people who come to me, the question is, how are you figuring out? Look, as you are right here, you have a lot of options about what you want to do.
Yes.
You're a working man. You know where you want to live. So you have options. Homeless people want options too. They're just out of their luck.
So majority of them.
Yeah, but here's what I mean by that. So right now, we don't even have a way of engaging with them to feel out what is it that you're actually. Look, some of them are going to need mental health treatment. Some of them are going to need immediate detox, which we don't have. So for instance, what I've been saying is right now, to even understand what's going on with the homeless population, we have a homelessness response team of only 4 people at the city, and they are under the Regulatory Services Department.
Okay.
Now, what I'm saying is that is not enough of a office for the scale of the problem.
Yeah, because the scale
Exactly.
is wide scale.
So what we need is we need a much larger office with more people that are actually running around the city canvassing because we also know homeless people need, I know that as a pastor, you need 1 or 2 run-throughs. So so the homeless person I tell you about, I'm gonna see him again and they know who I am. So my point is then they begin to trust me.
Yeah.
We need to do that same with the city. And then we can know the options. So what I mean by that is if we know and we're working with the person over and over again, we know, okay, we know Joe here doesn't like to be, can't go to the shelter. He doesn't want to go to shelter.
Yeah.
If we really figure out, maybe Joe needs a single room occupancy.
Okay, like they building in Rochester.
Yes.
Like Rochester building.
Yeah,
so Rochester.
Yeah, we use and cities used to do this.
Okay.
So I don't know how old you are.
I'm 36.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. Let me give you a little history. In the 1980s, the homelessness problem exploded.
Okay.
And you know why it did, especially in places like New York, is because government wanted to get out of the business of dealing with it in a real big way.
Okay.
So they got rid of all these single room occupancy. That is where people who either were couldn't live with anybody or didn't want to be in a shelter, they had a one room where they could go into and you took care of them. So my point is, these are some of the options we need to know. Again, if someone has an addiction problem, we need to know that, and then we can work with the county and say, "Hey, county, give us some resources to stand up immediate detox."
Yep.
Or give us some more shelter. Or how about this? The county itself discovered during COVID when they were buying all those hotel rooms.
Yep.
They discovered that one way they could house people is that people wanted to be with their own kind.
Yeah.
So when indigenous people wanted to be with indigenous people,
they
were more likely to go to a shelter with other indigenous people than if you sent them to a shelter with somebody else.
Yep.
Okay. So the idea is we need to know the homeless too, so that we can help them get to the service that they need.
Okay.
They don't trust government. Another reason they don't trust government because we've criminalized them.
Okay.
If you're out here, we either get mad at you, we get punitive, and then and at worst we send the police out at you.
Yeah.
And so now they don't trust.
They don't trust the community. They don't trust the community. So we cover public safety.
Yeah.
Now, economic.
Yes.
Okay, if you elected mayor, economically, where do you see the change in Minnesota in the next 40 years?
So the change I think can come in and this is why I believe, so we talk a lot about downtown and uptown.
Right.
And we're still talking about downtown.
Right.
And one of the reasons we talk about downtown is we lost that commercial tax base.
Yeah.
We got so, after in the 1950s, we got so reliant on big corporations leasing a lot of office space.
Yeah.
Well, again, we knew the trend was that was not going to last long, and then after COVID, it really
it shut downtown down.
Yeah. So my point is, we are never going to get large corporations leasing a lot of space. So one thing we got to start thinking then is smaller parcels, and really looking at small business and entrepreneurs in a different way. And so to me, that focus then means don't downtown make the parcel small, still work with corporations, but here, every corner of this city should be an open canvas for entrepreneurship, and we should be incentivizing. I walk down West Broadway. I've been walking down here. This is my walking route to the river.
Okay.
And I've been going down here for 12 years.
Okay.
And I still see some boarded up buildings and vacant lots that I've seen since I got
here. And that's due to the landlords.
Yeah.
And so now this business right here been here for 25 years. Yeah. Mike been here for 25 years. I think the t-shirt shop been here for about 11 years, 12 years. T-shirt shop been here for a minute. The Olympic Cafe been here for a minute.
Yeah.
But this is the last block, the only block, full block of functioning black businesses. But we are the last. We are the last to get off of funding.
Yep.
So coming next year, right? They about to tap our whole block.
Yep.
We don't have any parking. We don't have like this is our traffic. Our traffic is people that comes in and out the neighborhood from in and out the neighborhood. All that is about to stop due to the right law that's about to come in. Now, with the funding, if you're elected in November, right? With the funding that they do have available for the small businesses right here, due to the light rail, what would you do different to help Broadway, to help the North Side? Because we feel like we always the last one, the end of the stick. Like you'll hear someone that live in Mankato got funding from Broadway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're wondering like, how did that happen? How come through Christmas we don't get the lights on the streets, or our kids can't enjoy the Christmas like Hennepin? So if you elected as mayor, what would you do different to really show that, hey, Broadway is not what everyone makes it to seem to be. The North Side is not what people assume to what it is, because they do have black businesses over here that's striving, that's really trying to make it, that need the funding, that need the capital, that just need the opportunity to just, we can't even much get, and we can't even much get a Fortune 500 company besides Cub to come and give us some taxes over here. You know, and every funding that comes through here is regulated by a group of people that don't live over here.
Yes.
That don't live over here and want to control how these businesses upgrade, because hey, we know this area is gonna get gentrified. We know that the buildings and everything is gonna get bought up. We just want to be included.
Yeah.
So how, if you're elected in November, how would you include this community? How would you develop this community? How would you help this community economically grow, physically grow, mentally grow? Just because we have so many, we they try to make our youth as the issue.
Yes.
Our youth is not the issue. It's our youth don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
So we just want to know, what would be your plan to elevate us? I mean, not, let me not say us.
No, I know what you
I
mean.
want to say the community.
Yeah.
Because this is also a black community.
Yes.
But it's also a diverse community.
Yeah.
So just to grow the community and give the community some kind of hope.
Yeah.
Because when you have communities like this, it be a land of no hope.
Right. Thank you. And let me start off by telling you, this is where I come from. Look, I come from people who started businesses.
Correct.
So I go in already knowing what I think some people don't know about us, especially in city.
Yeah.
That we have know-how, we have skill, Black people have been owning businesses since this nation has brought us.
Right.
The big difference is who has access to capital and the standard by which you either include us in it or you exclude us.
Yes.
That's been the story.
Yes.
And so what I come at this is just even who I am, and what I know is I already trust and believe in Black business.
Okay.
So I already go in saying that's where we're targeting. Again, on this stop, that's what I've been talking about, is West Broadway.
Yes.
I've been saying, listen, I know that this is a place that you want to be, you want to set up a business. That's the first thing I know. You working with these people, I want to see the results, I want to see the outcomes, I want to see it. That's my expectation, not lip service, and not at the end when only one or two people got through and we had to cut in the ribbon. I want to see it from inception to completion, and then we'll know. But here's another thing: you were talking about who I'll talk. So right now, one of the best things that I've seen in the last few years is the businesses and the residents who have been working with the county on anti-displacement.
Yeah.
You're very active. I know it. I've been seeing, my spouse works in the county, so I know how involved this community is.
Yeah.
Looking for, and so my point is that group, what I've been saying to KV down.
Yeah, KB, KB, I see you soon, man. You come and interview, man. KB will be on here soon.
So I tell them, like, keep it up, keep it, because then we're going to need you to put the pressure on us. Not only to get, here's another thing. I have been saying we have to have real dollars in anti-displacement.
Yes.
We have, and the county is really on that. But the city's got to play in that game too. The city's got to be there doing the same thing.
Well, we're not, I'm going to say this, because I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I'm going to say this. The city hands the money over to a group of people.
Yes, they do, yeah.
And once it's for a certain area, I'm not gonna.
I know what you're trying not to say, but go.
Yeah, once it's for a certain area, it's like the city backs up and be like, oh, they're afraid to offend this group of people because this group of people are, they say, are standing for the community.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to offend to get to let them know that, hey, you guys are not doing y'all job.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the
hey, intersection.
Man, that's on every interview I have. Every interview I have. Listen, so where was I?
No.
Yeah. So they give it to a group that I'm not gonna say don't want to give the money to the community. No. They do want to give the money to the community. Right. They feel like our people, they can't just give it.
Right.
So, but you gotta understand, we just getting into the business game kind of tough. Like, when you got a group of black people that say, hey, I want to start a business, and I know y'all have funding, but I don't have this, but I know how to do this. I know how to do this. What we get is a lot of people saying, hey, since you don't have these qualifications, you're not qualified to run a business, even though, now I've been having this business for 10, 20 years.
Yes.
I've been living off this business, you know? And I never had like you say, the capital.
Yep.
What do you say as if you elected, what would you say to those people that, because we also know that we come with big, great ideas.
Yeah, yes.
We also know we come with great ideas, and we built this country. We can say that. We can say that honestly, but we just don't have the knowledge to turn gift for less until 18 gift for lessons, because we can't get the capital.
So here's my response to it. And then this is where, again, both a product of a family with some small businesses in it. Okay. Sister and brother-in-law, brother have their own business, my father own business. But also a product of Howard University and a lot of my colleagues who do this. What I'm talking about, you're explaining something to me, again, even my time in Washington, D.C. that I saw. There is no shortage, like you said, entrepreneurs, idea, even people who've been running informally running their businesses anyway.
Yeah.
What we really do need, again, to me, is the intentional focus beyond the symbolic thing and beyond the sort of the people that you know already, and that's who you send the money to.
Yeah.
I know that's what. Again, this is where I say you need to do that hard work beyond the symbol. The hard work beyond the symbol is bringing in people that I know, but even people in some of the especially Black executives in this state, really setting expectations. we need to build the capacity of our Black businesses and our Black entrepreneurs. I'm not talking about a symbol. I'm not talking about a speech. I'm talking about going in and working with people to show them how to get this done, to learn, but also to know what their assets are. You don't come to this situation, even if you don't have access to capital, you don't come to this situation without having some ingrown and some natural assets that you've built.
Yeah.
Now, maybe some white business owner may not see it, or someone outside of this neighborhood may not know the extent of the assets that you hold. But I guarantee you that I know some of us who've been through this and who've built businesses will know that, and will be able to come in and build that capacity. Look, when I came here, Hennepin County knew my policy work on the Capitol in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
They knew that I worked for appropriators. These are the spending bills that I worked on every year. And so when they got their HIV strategy out, and they started realizing they were not reaching Black and brown people, they were like, look, we got to do something. And someone said, hey, DeWayne Davis, who used to work on that in D.C., is in town. Call him. And so what I did was I said, okay, look, I need to sit down with every Black and brown organization to see how we can build their capacity. What are the assets do they hold? Their assets don't look like their white counterparts.
No, their assets is not. Like this place right here, right? You wouldn't think that this business been in for 25 years, right? So he been actually here for 25 years selling clothes, stuff like that. That's his assets. His asset is what he contribute to the community.
Absolutely.
His asset is what he didn't make $1 million selling clothes for 20 years. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So now a lot of people would be like, well, he didn't make $1 million because I can tell you 1 million grants that we didn't apply for. I can tell you 1 million programs we didn't apply for. But just because of I don't know. I just can't. I don't understand what it be in certain communities.
Okay. Because I know where you're going. I mean, if I'm not putting words in your mouth, but what the struggle would be, especially when you are applying for a grant, and the people who wrote that, they have things that they say is an indication of success. Or and now certainly now a profit is your indication of success, but let's just say other steps to get there. And so they have these things where, again, sometimes they may not be relevant. And they're only relevant because you saw someone else do it in a different neighborhood or a different, But that's why I say we really do need to have some real engagement here to find out what the true assets are, how they show up in this community. And so I love that example that you gave. This business has been here for this long because it has something. And even if it's not, quote, the profit that someone thinks it ought to have, the idea is not to change this business to something that it isn't, but to find its natural assets and to bring it out.
And to be able to help it grow.
And make it grow. And then begin to realize, because again, even with the asset, then that extra, what we call technical assistance or some capacity building. What you're using is what you already know to try to translate it for this area. But here's the thing. All I'm telling you right now is we don't get that kind of attention or that kind of patience or that kind of support.
I have one more question, then we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
So what is your long-term vision, and what if you're elected, what legacy are you looking to leave in your term?
That's a good question. My vision for this city, and here's why you're gonna get to see why I have this vision for it. I spent most of my life in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And then a portion of that I worked for the National Episcopal Church, which is headquartered in New York. So I spent a lot of time in New York.
Okay.
And then I have family in Chicago, so grew up going to Chicago and Detroit because I have family in Chicago and Detroit. And the one thing that I often thought about those cities, well, especially Washington, Baltimore, New York, how diverse it is. And so Minneapolis, what I knew about Minneapolis, like Minneapolis is white.
Right.
But then when I got here, I was like, wait, this is a truly diverse city.
Okay.
So my vision, however, but when I saw that diversity, what I also saw was some crazy disparities.
Yeah.
Like all of the good stuff about Minneapolis that I heard and read about. When I got here, I saw there were a lot of other people, especially Black people, who weren't experiencing that good stuff.
Yeah, no, like Minnesota ain't so nice.
Exactly. So my vision for this city, though, is one, that everybody gets to participate in that abundance. You don't get those names about being the progressive city, the most walkable city, the most livable city, the most beautiful city. You don't get that, just by, for nothing. It's there.
Yeah.
But the question is, how do we have a city where everybody gets the same opportunity to enjoy it? The same opportunity, and not only, but not lose who they are.
Yeah.
So my point is, I want this city to be a destination, not because you are coming to the Viking Stadium because your conference brought you here.
Yeah.
Or you got family here. I want you to come in and say, you know what, I'm going to West Broadway because I heard that they got that restaurant over there that I want. Or there's this wonderful sandwich place. Or there's this theater.
Yeah.
That they got some acts going. I want to go see that.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's with Hmong and Somali people, all of it. Like this city should be a destination city for people who want to enjoy its diversity, its entertainment. Man, I spend so much time in Dakota. Do you know that Black folk be rocking in this city? This is a sounds of blackness. The
R&B sound.
The R&B. I mean, are you
Prince? You got Prince.
Yes.
You got
most people who work with Prince. This is something that should be a destination.
Yeah.
And so the only thing that's going to happen, though, is that you need to be able, and someone in South Minneapolis needs to be able, and someone in Northeast needs to be able to say, you need to come to my city, to my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And enjoy what is. So the way that's going to happen, though, is we have to spread that wealth around.
Yes.
We got to have every neighborhood. It shouldn't just be uptown. You should be able to tick off a list. Hey, I want to do this. Oh, well, you need to go to West Broadway. I want to do this. Oh, well, you should go to Powderhorn.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do this. Well, Northeast got it for you.
Yep.
You should be able to just list it off.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is a city that can thrive because it has the foundation for it.
Yeah.
It already has it.
Yeah.
So when you may have heard me talk on the stump saying we have everything we need.
Yeah.
We do. The problem has been is that some people have been hoarding it.
Yeah.
Some people saying I want it from me.
Yeah.
That's sometimes the big developers.
Yeah.
They got their idea of what they want and they don't give a damn about what else is. I'm like, no, you should give a damn.
Yeah.
And you should be able to sell it to everybody.
Yeah.
So my vision is that's what we would do. When I get in there, that's what I'm going to be looking for. Not just, certainly I'm going to be looking at downtown, but where are the opportunities? I want a mayor, as mayor, I know I will be, but the mayor should be able to say, especially when someone, a big corporation comes here and say, and they tell you what they want.
Mm.
You should be able to say, you know what, downtown may not be the place for you.
Mm.
West Broadway may be.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you didn't think about, but maybe you should look over here.
Yeah.
So that every part of the city is thriving. Every part of the city gets a chance at something.
Yeah.
That's what you want. And when we do that, and then you couple that with a respectful police that's been trained well.
Yeah.
With diverse people and people who can say to you, I'm on the police department. I grew up on Newton North. I grew up over there. You know me from Logan North. You hear that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where our violence interrupters know, that's Miss Johnson's boy.
Yeah.
I know he know better than that.
Yeah.
And really, that's the kind of community. And we can have that because we have that foundation already.
Yeah.
So my hope is, and finally, I'll put it this way. Given what's coming out of Washington, now we know we're not going to be able to rely on the federal government anymore. So another thing that is going to cause us to act differently, what I mean by that is, this is an opportunity now. It's an all hands on deck effort for the next few years that Trump's in office.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to help each other through this.
Yeah.
We're going to have to look after each other through this.
Yeah.
If that administration sends the National Guard over here, and I know we're on the list at some,
yeah,
we're going to have to be able to work together and figure out so that we can resist it. And then when we do it, I want us to be able to say, I want the rest of the nation to say, you know what? Look how Minneapolis did it.
Oh, yeah, because Minneapolis is going to do it.
Yeah.
We know that. We know Minneapolis is going to do it. One thing we ain't going to take it away from them. Yeah, man, I'd like to thank you for coming out to West Broadway, hanging out with us, man. When you become mayor, man, don't forget about us, man. Come down here.
I live right down the street. You know what? You come get me.
Yeah, come down here, man. Come hang out with us sometime, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate you for addressing your campaign, man. But you're campaigning and everything like that.
Yeah.
Greatest wishes.
Thank you, my friend.
Make sure everybody get out and vote.
Yes. Great choice. Vote for DeWayne Davis.
What day should they vote for? What day they get out and vote?
November 4th. But hey, it's early voting right now. You can go out and vote already over there on Hennepin, and you can vote now if you can. But November 4th, Tuesday, November 4th, rank me number one. You got 3 choices, but rank me number one.
Hey, like I said, man, make sure y'all get out and vote, man. Voting is very important, especially coming up in this election, man. I don't know. They say the Democrats gonna grab the House. We don't know what's going on. We just staying focused out here, man. Thank y'all for watching, man. Live on Broadway, man, with Dr. DeWayne Davis. I'd like to thank you for coming out.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.